If you want to get ahead of the competition, then you have clicked on the right video for you. Obviously, you will not get ahead of streamers or players that play 8+ hours a day, but even if you play 4 to 2 hours a day, what you do during that time is extremely important. A lot of people just do not understand that, and what they really don't know is how to have an effective way to get through the early game in Tabor. So in this video, I'm going to give you a couple of tips that I mainly focus on during the early game of Tabor. Now, tip number 1 may seem super cliche, but it is survival. And I speak on this a lot in videos, but the reason I do is because early wipe players will literally have nothing of value on them in terms of gear. Now, yes, you can see some high valued items, probably like a GPU or a streamer item that you can sell for some karunas, but if you get into a fight, you're most likely going to be fighting off endless waves of third parties from trigger happy players. And even if you manage up coming on top of these fights, most smart players would have probably thrown their GPU or electric wallets into a tree or bush that you will possibly never check, leaving you with a bunch of stuff that you honestly might not even need. My playstyle when it comes to this, and even early other wipes that I've played in and that I've been a part of, I try to avoid PvP like the plague. I only PvP unless I really have to, and if I do not see a option for me to leave this fight or leave this engagement, or obviously if I'm doing a quest for Spectre which requires me to kill people and hunt them down like the Predator, I will not PvP at all. Now, honestly, I've talked about this once maybe in a past video. FOMO, fear of missing out. It's stupid as fuck. Now, this one is kind of stupid mainly because a lot of players still don't understand this and fall victim to it almost every single raid in almost every single wipe. But the thing is that if you get one of your quest items or a high valued item, it is okay to just literally leave with it, extract. You don't always need to have a full bag of loot just to extract. Most people really don't understand this. And if I killed, let's say, Kartek on Silo, and I got his tier 6, his pistol, and I don't have any other reason to stay any longer trying to sift through all this loot, risking my life just for somebody to come around the corner and kill me in the process of it. So that's one issue that a lot of Tabor players honestly have, and they spend way too much time looting instead of listening to where other players are in the map, or if somebody's even sneaking up on them, and just being aware of their surroundings and the situation that they're in. Once they kill a juiced player, instead of extracting with the loot, they honestly decide to shuffle through it all, see what they don't want, keep what they want, and stuff like that, and most of the time they end up being killed. Here's a major tip: if you killed a juice player, please listen. If you have killed a juice player in this wipe after watching this video and you're sifting through all his loot, unless you put yourself in a safe area like a bush or a building that you know that somebody has to literally walk into and you can see them before they walk in, and better yet, just replace your bag with theirs if they have one, or just pick up their bag and extract with it. You don't have to sit there sifting through all this unnecessary loot, wasting all this unnecessary time. Now, I could see, for example, if I kill somebody and he has a big bag, and I have a small bag, yes, I'm gonna kind of sift through the loot, but I'm most likely just gonna drop my bag, grab what I really want, which is probably NRSs and bandages from my bag, put it into his bag, and get the hell on, because he has a bigger bag. Why would I trade out my little small ass bag and leave his big bag? That makes no sense. I would just take his whole backpack. And that's one thing that I see a lot of players not really doing, even in early wipes and even in most raids. They just tend to sift through a bunch of loot for no reason, wasting a fuck ton amount of time, and most of the times you end up getting killed by a player that you didn't even know that was there. Having a plan. Now, in this game, you get ambushed a lot. I've been ambushed way more times than I'd honestly like to admit, by people camping in trees, hiding in bushes, hiding behind doors, waiting super patiently, just waiting to kill you and just listening for you. But it's not just about peeking every single corner, it's about how it's properly done. Now, I know there's no leaning in this game yet. They've leaked it, but honestly, it's probably going to be a while before we even get it. But as you can see, if I didn't quick peek that corner, I just would have went straight down there. It would have been a 50-50, but since I quick peeked it, it allowed me to see that player is right there, and it allowed me to see how many players there was in their exact location, allowing me to get the first shot and ultimately winning this engagement. Now, if you're wondering honestly how to do this, I did go over this in one of my other videos. I don't know which one, but you want to kind of fully push in the direction you want to go. But once you get to the door or the corner, you want to quickly snap your joystick back in the opposite direction while looking in the same direction you're heading. And by doing this, it is going to take a little bit to practice. It took me about 3 weeks, but by doing this, it will allow you to quick peek of where they can only see a sliver of your body. Now, I don't have any footage of the other person's POV of this, but if you want me to fully break this down into, I guess, an advanced tips video or something like that, then let me know down in the comments or get this video to 100 likes and we will do that next week. Now, this is honestly just a quick tip, but sell to the traders that you're already trying to level up as much as possible to increase your reputation with them in the long run, because obviously you need money to spend with them and you need to sell stuff to build your reputation, right? So at some point, there's no really other way around it. If I'm selling a gun and I can get more money from Merchant of Death, but I know I want to level up Spectre, I'm going to sell it to Spectre. Having higher reputation with traders will obviously unlock more items for you, such as Spectre with more guns, such as Minty with more armors and backpacks and such and so on, but also it will decrease the price on the items you already have unlocked for them, just in case you didn't know. Level efficiency. Now, this goes back to number 1, thinking about surviving, because when you extract from a raid, depending on the time, it will multiply your raid XP by 1.5 or 2.5, depending on the time spent in raid and also the amount of kills and the loot XP that you've gained across that raid, which really adds up. If you survive consistently and do consistent raids, getting a decent amount of kills, looting a decent amount, and just spending a lot of time in that raid, it will honestly add up. And also try to combine some of the quests that can be easily done to also earn you some money and even trade a reputation on the side. Just another quick tip. I want to say at the end of the day, you amazing, beautiful goobers, and also my ducklings watching this, try to enjoy the game as much as possible. And if you're watching this the first couple of weeks of the new Tabor wipe, I'm telling you, this is now the time to jump in and enjoy the game for what it is. Because after playing through 7 wipes, I can tell you, the first month after wipe is usually where peak Tabor games come in my honest opinion. But if you're just watching this just because, well, let me just tell you, go in, have some fun. Without further ado, have a nice day or night wherever you are. Peace.